The inspiration for Minecraft mobs came from loads of different places. So let's look at all 68 Minecraft mobs and where they came from. Also, over 99% of people aren't subscribed, so subscribe. It's free! The first Minecraft mobs came in Survival Test 0.24, with the Creeper being regarded as the first Minecraft mob. As many people know, it was the result of a failed attempt at making a pig model, but Notch said it looked creepy and kept it for future use. Sure enough, after being teased in the Word of Notch, which was a blog that Notch had for Minecraft's development, the Creeper was released in Minecraft, and the rest is history. Or is it? Did you know that the Creeper originally had a melee attack? It did 4 hearts of damage, and the Creeper exploded upon dying. Good thing that was changed. Other mobs introduced in this survival test include the skeleton, which didn't have a bow and arrow for some reason, which basically made it pointless. Pigs, which dropped brown mushrooms, which, hear me out on this, doesn't seem particularly realistic. And zombies, which have their origin in an idea by the dev team to create lava zombies or troll infestations, which are planned to roam the land and break things, kind of like zombies do on hard mode today. All of this, and Minecraft hasn't even got out of early testing. The next survival test introduced spiders, which were proposed in a blog post originally and used to be brown before they were changed very quickly after. Still weird though. Next is 0.28, where the sheep was introduced, which, even though the sheep is white, used to drop red wool when the sheep was originally introduced. The only animal in Minecraft which doesn't see color. Moving on to Alpha, cows were first introduced being completely black and white and didn't have any horns. So technically, all of the cows were female. Slimes were first introduced with this weird texture. Ugh. Chickens came in Alpha 1.0.14, and spider jockeys were added a while later, with Notch teasing the mob, or mobs, online. And also on an old forum called Tigsource. Next is Alpha 1.2 with Ghasts. Notch actually called Ghast the most unfair mob in Minecraft during the mob's development, and there were plans to have the Ghast in the overworld. What the hell? They were gonna spawn beside nether portals, but that would have been terrifying. So thankfully, this was scrapped. Zombie pigmen were called kind of pointless by Notch, and when they originally came out, they were really red, but Notch said that that was too gory, so the green tint on the mob's build was added. This one is really weird, so strap in. Squids used to be able to be milked when they were first released in beta 1.2. Yeah, it's as weird as it sounds. You could milk a squid. Emotional, damn it! This was hastily removed, thank God. Wolves are next, released in beta 1.4, and the only reason wolves were released into Minecraft was because Notch ate breakfast with an idol of his, and that was the tipping point apparently. Sure thing. Moving on swiftly, beta 1.8 brought around cave spiders and endermen, which were originally considered to be not creepy enough for the game, but after adding the staring mechanic, it was given the green light, and added in a demo at PAX, a gaming convention, where the endermen dropped diamonds. Okay, whatever. Some of these mobs' origins are weird, but there are some coming up that are honestly really unsettling. Silverfish were added with this weird texture. Yikes. And upon the release of Minecraft 1.0, these mobs were added. Are you ready? Here we go. Magma cubes are going to be a slimery texture, but Jeb felt lazy for doing that and added some unique features, like the way they spring up differently to other slimes and drop magma cream instead of slime balls. Boing, boing, bitch. Mushrooms were added to populate mushroom biomes, and blazes were added to allow progression in the game, because no blaze rods means no getting to the end. Snow golems were originally called snowmen, but this name was changed due to a suggestion by Cuttleman on Reddit, and so the snow golem was born. Villagers used to be called testificates when they first came out, and baby versions of mobs like piglets and calves were introduced to the game for the very first time. Lastly, the Ender Dragon was added in 1.0. You ready? It doesn't matter if you are or not, I'm going to tell you anyway. Notch wanted survival mode to have some sort of goal in 2009, and the Dragon's Lair was teased in 2010. Also, Notch hinted the Ender Dragon as a planned mob in Minecon 2010, and the name was teased by a tweet by Notch reading this weird message, which was decoded using the ROT13 cipher, which translated to Ender Dragon, the beginning of Minecraft as we know it. Notch teased the Ender Dragon several times throughout 2011 with clips, and Notch also teased smaller dragons for the overworld, which were eventually scrapped. Okay, deep breath. 1.0 is done. Let's move on. One iron golem used to spawn for every 16 villagers instead of villager fear levels like it is today, whatever that's supposed to mean. Ocelots and cats were also introduced here, and the wither was added in 1.4.2 and were originally hidden in the game files and could crash Minecraft if the textures were brought into the real game. It probably made the mob even more scary, and the mob was teased at PAX similar to previous mobs. Wither skeletons, bats, zombie villagers, and witches were also added, and the witches were teased by Dinnerbone. In 1.6.1, we have a fascinating group of mobs. horses, donkeys, mules, skeleton horses, and zombie horses. They were all added to honor a mod. Yeah, really. Mo Creatures was created by Dr. Zark, and it was one of Minecraft's most famous and consumed mods. And Mojang admired the mobs in the mod, which can be seen in upcoming mobs as well. They love the mob so much that they added a horse to honor the mob in the mod. Yeah, it's a tongue twister, but we're almost there. It was also done to celebrate Minecraft reaching 10 million sales, or so Jeb said anyway. Next up is chicken jockeys, which were teased on Imgur of all places in 2 images. And in 1.8, endermites were introduced to Minecraft and were a straight retexture of silverfish.
So much for not wanting to be lazy.
Also added were guardians, elder guardians, which were designed by Jeb, and rabbits, which were actually going to be added into the original survival tests alongside creepers and pigs, but were rejected because of negative feedback. The poor rabbit. 1.9 introduced shulkers, which still has the official entity name of End Golem to this day, even though they're not nearly as badass as Iron Golems. In 1.10 we got husks, strays, which were mentioned by Jens Bergensten on Twitter, and polar bears, which Jeb nodded to by a light grey base texture colour. Not a whole lot of information, but I guess it counts. Evokers, Vindicators, and Vexes were added in 1.11, as well as llamas, which were voted on by the Minecraft community on Twitter. The poll was between alpacas and llamas won with 58% of the votes.
Very good.
Parrots were teased by Maria Lemon, who seemed very enthusiastic about parrots and teased them a load on Twitter. They were introduced to Minecraft soon after. Dolphins were teased at Minecon and had this weird texture before their full release in Minecraft 1.13 alongside drowned and fish, where Notch teased fish maybe being the inhabitants in coral reefs in 2010 and were finally added in 1.13, 8 years after being initially mentioned, showing that even if an idea is 8 years old, they're not afraid to accept their mistakes for the sake of the game. Very nice. Phantoms were teased on YouTube as the monster of the night skies before it had a name, and was Mob B in the mob vote in 2017, which it clearly won, where it has been despised ever since. Turtles were also added, even though Jeb was discouraged to add turtles because the ones in Mo Creatures were so well made, and were eventually announced on Minecraft.net despite Jeb's fears. Jeb also teased pillagers on Reddit, saying they were in the works when suggested by a fan, and were announced in Minecon 2018, with Ravagers, which were originally called Illager beasts, foxes, where the tiger won the biome vote, introducing foxes as a byproduct, pandas, which won a community vote to be added to Minecraft China and were announced at Minecon Earth 2018 for Minecraft, and wandering traders, which I would happily enjoy seeing dead in a ditch. Bees came about in Minecraft 1.15 and were made half a block tall because Mojang thought that was a cute height. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Next came the Nether update, with Hoglins being announced at Minecon 2019 with a slightly different texture to the one eventually released in-game. Piglins have a fascinating backstory as well, starting with the Pigman, which was simply a man who was a pig. I talk all about the Pigman in this video about cancelled Minecraft mobs, which you can check out now. Eventually, Piglins were announced alongside Hoglins at Minecon 2019. Striders and Zoglins were also announced, as well as Piglin Brutes, but they were delayed until 1.16.2 because of technical issues, which sounds like waffle to me, but what the hell do I know? 1.17 then rolled around with goats being added as a result of the biome vote, which introduced a mountain biome to Minecraft for the first time. Axolotls, which were announced at Minecraft Live 2020, alongside a never released green variant, and the glow squid, which won the mob vote and is practically pointless as of now. Looking into the future, we have the Warden, the Alley, the Tadpole, and the Frog. The Alley was confirmed in Minecraft 1.19 due to winning the mob vote at Minecraft Live 2021. Frogs and Tadpoles would have been features of the swamp had it won the biome vote in 2019, but it came behind the mountain and pushed back the swamp as new content for Minecraft. Eventually, frogs were announced at Minecraft Live 2021. And lastly, the Warden has been in the works for years.
So listen up.
The original name for the Warden was the Stalker, which had lots of concept art surrounding it. Soon, a prototype was created for the game, and a second version of the Stalker could transform into a form that was less wide and tall when chasing an entity or a player, while its regular form was meant to disguise itself as a treasure totem. This iteration got scrapped as it was considered far too goofy and insufficiently scary for Minecraft. Then the Stalker was renamed to Hollowed, which also got concept art, prototypes, and also was scrapped because it was considered too gory for Minecraft. Despite having 2 prototypes, one too goofy and the other too gory, eventually the Warden was announced at Minecraft Live 2020, and the rest, as they say, is history. Please like the video and subscribe!